wasn't too hard to find us right off of 79 off the Mooncraft and exit. Been here 8 years. I've been in the financial planning business for 20 years. Happy to say I haven't had a complaint filed against me. Our company is very ethical. We're part of the Better Business Bureau. But what really separates us a little bit different than most financial planning companies is we have a specific process, and I'd like to go over that process with you. See, we work with most clients that are 50 and over that are coming to retirement, and it's a real simple process that our clients like, and I'd like to discuss that with you. First of all, we use a chart which tells you the steps, and the steps really are what we consider the 5 important steps. The steps are retirement income, and we use a simple software package that derives what is your income going to be throughout your retirement. As you enter retirement, remember the world has changed a little bit different than it used to be. People live 30 years in retirement. It's a little different. We need to prepare all 30, 40 years as people live out into their 90s. Extremely important. So instead of having 20 pages of fluff, we like to use a one-page sheet. It's really simple. It's critical because what we can do is put the Social Security for both parties if you're married, and then pensions, and then we just make sure you know what your income is. And we also, what we like, very important about this, is we, to play devil's advocate, God forbid something happened to one of the parties, would the other spouse be okay? And we need to shore that up if it's not in different ways. So we always want to protect both parties. Are they okay? And it's also a very, very important tool because we do annual reviews every 6 months. When we come back in 6 months, we can derive, this was the income, or how is it going? Is it working for you? And we can go from there. So having an income plan is our first step. Because when I got in the business in the 1990s, what people told me is the internet bubble was going on. They want to know how much return they can get. When I got over the last few years, it was a little bit different. It was, I want to live the lifestyle I can live on. I want to get a rate of return that's comfortable, and I want to know that I'm not dependent on my children. And that is income planning. Second step we look is RiskAlyze. In order for that to take place, what is the amount of risk I need to take? So I don't know if you heard on the radio recently, they've been advertising what is your number. That is a tool that's being used. It's called RiskAlyze. And what we like about RiskAlyze is we actually plug in your current investments here. And when we plug your current investments in, it'll tell us your number. That number is key because if that number is, the average market is 78, and what we're trying to get is your number lower to lower your risk and to still achieve the goal. It also tells us in the next 6 months your probability of what your return should be. Also potential annual return in this particular case. With a risk score of 22, it's 5.63. So we want to know where's your comfortability. The other thing about RiskAlyze we really like is the fact that we can actually take your current portfolio and plug it in and see what had happened in 2008. So we take the 2008 market. The market went down 38%. This particular portfolio went down 5.4%. So we want to know that it matches. It's not 100% perfect. I mean, it's 95%, but we do want to know that you're taking the proper risk, okay? As we move down the steps, health insurance used to be something we didn't deal with too much, but one of the major expenses for a lot of people today is health insurance. So how do we do income planning without addressing the income needs and probably seniors' most expensive bill today? So we have taken upon ourselves to outsource and have some in-house people, as well as my brother Mike, who helps us with this. We represent all the major carriers. So you have your high market UPMC, your United Healthcare, your major carriers, as long as your med subs as well. The main thing about it is we feel as an independent, if you were to go to one of the seminars that are held by the carriers, they're going to tell you about their products. As an independent, we're going to give you our personal opinion without having skin in the game. So it's kind of an independent philosophy, but we made it a real focus that we're highly trained in this area to help, because I think it is a big deal today for a lot of seniors. The next thing that's very important as we start to progress, and we got the income plan in place, the risk is okay, your health, and we want to look also at your estate planning. And that has to do with your wills, your documents, your power of attorneys. Extremely important. And I do think 4 and 5 kind of go together, legacy planning. But 4, we do look at, do you have the proper documents in place? So we do have an attorney. We work with Linda Seckley. We also work with other attorneys. So if you have an attorney, we'll gladly work with them. Linda, one thing about Linda we do like is she'll come in the office and meet with you without a fee of a consultation and sit down. And if you decide to work with her, you would pay her directly. But as far as we're concerned, we love the fact that she'll come in our office. And also, whenever I have certain needs, I can lean on her and ask her for advice on that particular case. So it's really worked out as a win-win strategic partner. Now, when it goes to legacy planning, it does work back into, elder law. But really, the way I look at legacy planning is if you're not here, how do you want things to happen? Tell me about, what do you want to take place? And we kind of really take that serious because people work a whole lifetime. At the end, you want to know how things are going to take place. Makes you sleep at night. So how do we do this? We take steps one at a time. It's not a one process meeting. It's over a couple of years. We'll get everything in place for you. The nice thing about it as well is we do use for every client, what we call your portfolio book. And a lot of clients love this because basically what this does, it allows us to keep your financial plan, your asset summary, your income summary, getting back to the income side. Then risk, health insurance is in here, as well as life and long-term care, and then the estate planning tab. So every time you come in, we'll have your documents, we'll review it, and we'll always know that we're on pace to meet the retirement. We've helped many people here in the Pittsburgh area come from point A to point B. And that's what we're trying to do, is help people to reach their goal, which is having a satisfied income retirement that they're not dependent on others. And we've done a great job. So if you'd like to come in, just call for 412-921-2900. Or they can always go to our website, which is gatewayplanning.org, and they could look at our upcoming seminars and attend and hear me or my associates in person to see if they like it.
At Gateway Strategies, we treat our clients like family. Please visit us. We'd love to meet you.